If I had more time, I'd do it. I'm just not in the mood right now. I'll start tomorrow. Sound familiar? But here's the truth. Procrastination has nothing to do with being lazy. According to Dr. Tim Cycle, a leading researcher on procrastination is an emotion regulation problem, not a time management problem. So let me ask you, what if all those late nights of self-hate, guilt, and frustration weren't because you're lazy, but because you're in pain? Let's explore what's beneath the surface. Procrastination doesn't happen because you don't want to do something. It happens because the task makes you feel something you don't want to feel. It could be fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of starting and realizing you're not good enough, fear of finishing and having no excuses left. So your brain, being the sneaky little survival expert it is, offers you an escape. Not a productive one, but a comfortable one. You scroll, you binge, you clean your room, you make another to-do list. Anything. But the thing you really need to do, it's not laziness, it's emotional defense. Our brains prefer short-term mood repair over long-term goals. Let's paint a picture. You delay the task. You feel guilty about delaying it. That guilt makes you anxious. So to escape that anxiety, you delay again. Welcome to the procrastination guilt spiral. This loop is not just frustrating, it's exhausting. It chips away at your confidence. It rewires your brain to associate action with pain. This is how chronic procrastination forms, not because you're lazy, but because you're stuck in an emotional trap. Let's break the myth that procrastinators never win. J.K. Rowling battled depression and procrastination while writing Harry Potter. She said, "I had to write in cafes because home was too full of distractions. I had to escape the guilt." Leonardo da Vinci took 16 years to finish the Mona Lisa. Historians believe he procrastinated out of perfectionism and self-doubt. But his delay birthed a masterpiece. Tim Urban, founder of Wait But Why, gave a TED Talk titled "Inside the Mind of a Master Procrastinator." It now has over 60 million views. He admits he wrote it last minute, while panicking. They didn't overcome procrastination. They learned to understand it, and so can you. Name the emotion, not the task. Ask, what am I really avoiding? Fear, embarrassment, not feeling ready? Naming the emotion separates you from it. The 5-minute rule. Promise yourself to just do it for 5 minutes. Chances are you'll keep going. Momentum beats motivation. Start ugly. Don't aim for perfect, aim for done. Your brain hates perfect because it's a threat, but imperfect feels safer. Self-compassion over discipline. Research by Dr. Kristin Neff shows that self-compassionate people procrastinate less, not more. Why? Because they don't let guilt paralyze them. Visualize future you. Science shows that when you emotionally connect with your future self, you make better long-term decisions. So visualize your future you, thanking your present self. Be loyal to that version of you. So, the next time you're stuck in that spiral, don't say, "I'm lazy." Say, "I'm hurting." Mel Robbins puts it powerfully, "You're not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastinating." And habits can be unlearned. Because the truth is, the world isn't moved by the people who feel the most ready. It's moved by the people who show up anyway, even if their hands are shaking. Even if the inner critic is screaming. Even if they don't finish it all today. You don't need perfect energy. You just need 5 minutes of bravery. If I had more time, I'd do it. If this episode gave you even 1 second of clarity, hit that like button so we can reach more minds like yours. Subscribe to Innerkraft for weekly doses of insight, truth, and clarity. This is more than a channel. It's a movement. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, guard your mind, protect your peace, live with craft. Success leaves clues. But have you ever wondered, how do some of the most successful people in the world protect their mental health while managing empires, expectations, and enormous pressure? They don't just meditate. They don't just journal. They build systems to guard their sanity. Dwayne Johnson wakes up at 4 a.m. to lift, not because he needs abs, but because it helps him silence the noise. Oprah Winfrey has kept a gratitude journal for over 20 years, and Barack Obama meditates every morning before he touches a single email. So here's the real question. Are these people successful because they prioritize mental health, or despite it? Let's break it down. When we think of billionaires and icons, we imagine luxury, freedom, admiration. But behind the curtain, it's often isolation, anxiety, imposter syndrome, sleepless nights. Dr. Michael Freeman, a psychiatrist at UCSF, found that entrepreneurs are 50% more likely to report mental health conditions. Think about it. Steve Jobs would obsessively review every detail, often in anxiety-fueled sprints. Lady Gaga has openly shared her battles with PTSD and depression. Elon Musk once said, "I don't think people would want to be me. They don't understand the pressure I deal with." So how do they stay grounded? They develop habits, systems, non-negotiables. Barack Obama and Tim Cook start their mornings with structure. Obama meditates and then exercises. Tim Cook rises at 4:30 a.m., not to hustle, but to read user feedback and reflect. Morning clarity leads to emotional control. Oprah and Tony Robbins use gratitude. Oprah writes down 3 things she's grateful for every day. Tony Robbins practices priming, a combination of breathwork and visualization rooted in gratitude. Science backs this up. Gratitude boosts serotonin and rewires negative thought loops. Michael Phelps and Serena Williams have leaned into therapy. Phelps says therapy saved his life. Serena worked with a mental coach, not just to improve performance, but to stabilize her mindset. Cal Newport and Emma Watson schedule digital detoxes. Emma takes regular breaks from social media. Cal avoids digital distractions entirely during creative hours. Because the brain isn't wired for constant alerts. They spike cortisol and kill focus. The Rock and David Goggins use movement as therapy. The Rock says lifting weights grounds him before chaotic days. Goggins runs for miles to silence trauma. Exercise becomes dopamine on demand. Ryan Holiday and Tim Ferriss journal for clarity. Ryan asks himself, what's in my control? What am I avoiding? Tim practices fear setting, journaling worst-case scenarios to reduce anxiety. Self-awareness isn't spontaneous, it's structured. And then there's sleep. Jeff Bezos protects 8 hours of sleep like $1 billion asset. LeBron James logs over 12 hours in recovery, including sleep, to maintain mental performance. Sleep isn't lazy, it's high-performance maintenance. Here's what no one tells you. Mental health isn't a retreat. It's not a Sunday ritual. It's a daily strategy. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. As Naval Ravikant puts it, a fit body, a calm mind, a house full of love. These things can't be bought. They must be earned. It's not about copying someone's routine. It's about designing a life that protects your mind as much as it feeds your ambition. So here's your question. What's your mental health strategy? If this episode gave you even 1 second of clarity, hit that like button so we can reach more minds like yours. Subscribe to Innerkraft for weekly doses of insight, truth, and clarity. This is more than a channel. It's a movement. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, guard your mind, protect your peace, live with craft.